Hi guys, welcome to my interview. और आज मेरे साथ है DKM Rao, who's the Executive Director of Icons Engineering Services, and we've been trying to get this interview done since past 2-3 weeks, and we've had multiple hiccups. So today we are very much, sort of sorted in a way where we are hoping that this goes through smooth. And welcome DKM, who's joining me from Saudi Arabia, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, right now I'm in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, so thank you for taking out time for this interview, DKM, and welcome to my interview. How are
Thank
you
you.
feeling? And so this is the first time that I'm interviewing you, of course. And he has been in the industry, guys, to give his background. He has had 30 years of vast, robust experience in engineering, and he's an entrepreneur, of course. So let's just get to know more from him as to how has been his journey so far. And to become an entrepreneur, it is never easy. So let's ask the man himself. DKM, how has it been for you?
Yeah, fine. Thank you. And then thanks for this interview, Preeti. It is also long awaited. And then sorry that I could not spend some time. Sometimes we had some issues.
No.
And finally, we are able to meet today. And let us continue.
Okay, so DKM, firstly, tell me, what does DKM stand for? People should know this, no?
Yeah, basically DKM is again half of my name without title. My full abbreviation is DKM Rao, but the abbreviation for it Dacharaju Krishna Mohan Rao. D
Okay.
for my family name Dacharaju.
Okay.
KM is actually my name Krishna Mohan, and Rao is the title.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Okay, so when did you begin your journey of engineering? How did it all start for you?
See, basically, I have completed my engineering in 1988 in mechanical engineering. Then after that, as usual, I took up the job. And first of all, I was in a public sector design company called PDIL, which is a very good engineering company. And I had worked with them for 4 years, then shifted to another fertilizer company in technical services.
Oh,
I worked for another 8 years. And after that, I went to Middle East. And Middle East, I worked for many companies by name Qatar Petroleum, Sabic,
wow.
and also Repsol in Libya, a French company. So all those companies I worked, and then I thought it's a time something to start on my own to utilize the experience as well as
Which year
connections.
was
So it
this
all
when you
started
became an entrepreneur?
2011,
Okay.
and
It has been good 11 to
coming
12 years for you.
yes, coming February 11th, we are going to celebrate 12 years completion, and we will
Yeah.
have a grand gala celebrations in
Am I
Hyderabad.
invited?
Yeah, why not? Maybe you will publish my interview there.
Of course.
Yes.
So what was the thought process, when it all began for you, when you thought that now I really want to become an entrepreneur, and what gave you the confidence to take the plunge?
See, basically, there are two things. One is the passion itself towards engineering. So I just wanted to have some engineering company. But why it started, it is just, after working for 15 years, and then when I was in the Middle East, when I talked to everybody, how many years you are, say they 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. I said, why don't you go back India, enough money? They said, what to
Yeah.
do after going back? So I thought that question should not come to me. So then I thought of doing something upfront. Then I started something in 2011, and God's grace, it took off well. And now where we are.
Did you
We
start
started
all
with
by
just me.
yourself, or did you have a
Yes.
partner then, or did you have like any kind of support then?
No. It's all by my own. And initially there were 4 partners supposed to join, but for some reasons they stayed away. And myself alone, I moved ahead. And maybe in the second month of my start of this venture itself, I got a sizable job from my connections from Saudi Arabia, and then onwards the journey continued. I
Okay.
just started with saying one engineer and one assistant, and today we are 60 plus people.
Wow. Okay. So it is understood, you have 30 years of experience behind you, and to become an entrepreneur is never a cakewalk, but you still did it. I mean, from 2 persons to now 60, that like you just said. So what were the challenges that you faced initially that made you rethink this decision, that whether I was right or not right in taking this plunge? Sometimes we do get stuck, sometimes we don't get clients, we don't get, so many things. Initially, there are a lot of challenges. As after certain time, then it becomes little smoother. But what was those challenges that made you rethink your decision and thinking, no, yeah, maybe I was better in a job or, a salaried employee?
No, that never came to me. Once I
Wow.
started, because this 2011 when I started, the first job itself was sizable for the company which I started, and then immediately second job, third job. Within first year itself, we could clock at least about four major jobs, which made us to grow and grow by buying more softwares, employing more people, and then the journey started because of the connections we keep getting the jobs. And finally in 2014, we started in a downtown in Hyderabad, and then we
Okay.
shifted to high tech city in 2014,
Nice.
wherein my ex boss and my mentor, my guide philosopher, Mr. PC Jain,
Okay.
he decided to join us. He was a very good position in Tata. He was a director, he was vice president in many companies, and then he said that, okay, we are growing, so let me join. And once he joined in 2014, we just took off in a much better way, that we got
That
much
did
bigger
that make a
jobs.
difference to you?
Yeah, obviously, because he's definitely known figure in the industry, plus
Oh,
his connection, as well as myself. I was moving around, and then also I was serving some other clients abroad. So there was somebody to anchor back home in Hyderabad in the home office, and then he did that.
okay. And how did you convince your first set of clients? Like, how do you tell them that, now I'm an entrepreneur, you have to come with me. You can bank on me, on my experience, and we are going to deliver.
Yeah, basically in our area, which I call it as engineering, people trusting it is very very difficult, because anything goes wrong, it can lead to disasters in the plants. So any small mistake. So that means you need to do a perfect job, and then
Hmm.
it has to be workable. So people have to trust you. So basically, when I approached my first client, it was not very hard to convince, because I said it is my company and I am doing the job. Then, because the name which I earned in my career, that once you give something to Rao, it will be done. So that
Yeah.
was the reputation I had, which helped me in cracking the first job, and showing that second one again. Again from a known source, Mr. PC Jain was a director in some other company. He said, "Okay, we have this job to do. Why don't you take it up?" I said, "Yes." So that way, the connections who they trusted me started interesting with jobs, so which we continue.
This is what I like about the seasoned entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals. When they say something, they make sure they live up to it. And, that kind of word that they give. And I think that
Yeah,
is pretty much sort of missing in this era where, people are like they're changing jobs very quickly, changing clients very quickly. Clients are changing agencies very quickly. It's not a very stable sort of a scenario that we live in right now. So, what do you think, like coming now after like 30 years of your experience, now that you have also seen the entrepreneurship side of the things as well? Do you think that, you were better off before or you're better off now? And how is it moving forward for you? Like, what is your thought process now going forward?
obviously it is much better off, because um, working for somebody is always safe and secure, and
Yeah.
you get end of the month salary, and then you just live with your family and children the way you are. But when you really do something different, and then make like an entrepreneurship, and then build something which gives jobs to professionals, and then now you are in a position to give the jobs instead of taking the jobs. So that definitely gives a very good satisfaction.
Yeah.
And the way we have grown, we also have engaged our senior professionals who are our ex-colleagues and all those things. So they are retired, but they have the passion to the job, the passion to the technical, knowledge to be shared in the industry. So we engage them. So it all like a good platform for young generation to learn, and old generation to share their experience.
Right. And what are the day-to-day services that you engage in with your clients? And like, what really are your offerings? And how are you unique in those offerings from other players?
Yeah. Basically, we do all which is required for engineering for setting up new plants, like which we call basic engineering, detailed engineering. And in the running plants, you do have some issues, technical snacks, which we have to do studies and then address the technical snacks. So we have some of the plants, they continuously will have some modification projects where we can set up long-term relations, and then only just they give us the job, we do it and deliver it, and this goes on without any much of multiple what you call inquiries and then selecting the contractors. It's a long process that all cut short by engaging ourselves as one of the preferred contractor, as a continuous implant contractor, as an engineering services provider. So these are all the services which give. And when it comes to unique proposition, yes, we do have the unique proposition. That is, we have very senior team who are experts in their respective areas, like process, mechanical, piping, pressure vessels. In every area, we have an expert who is with us, and they are not moonlighters. They are our ex-colleagues, and they are working only for us. And whenever there is a project or the requirement, they just jump in and then do it for us. And that gives experience. And then we have the energetic engineers who are just following the guidelines, learning and implementing.
Okay. And
in the process, we will be definitely cheaper than much bigger establishments, where if they have to put their expertise in their companies and engage them for long, definitely in their overheads, compared to all of those things, we do get the same level of expertise, but at an optimum cost.
So would you call yourself a boutique engineering services company as compared to bigger players, and you're giving value for money?
True. That's absolutely right.
Okay. Okay. So how is the B2B space for you? This is very niche. This is very, so to say, it's very on referral basis, usually on, totally dependent on your credibility. So how has been, engaging with the B2B players on that kind of level, and how do you make it happen like on year-to-year basis?
Yeah, basically, as I said, that we do have our own network with whom we deal, and then not only the network, always when you services company, especially whichever is the service, always it is word of mouth. It just spreads, and then because of those references, we get some more jobs, and even within the company, we get multiple jobs from a company. So these are all the things which happen because, again, there are two things. One is network, and second thing is the optimum cost and quality services delivered inside. So once these two match together, I'm sure getting the business again and again will be definitely a better stage.
Okay. Sure. So you're saying that you don't market yourselves, you don't really reach out like in form of advertising anywhere, or any kind of marketing mix that you apply to your business to get more clients?
We do that. We definitely do that because any business without marketing, you cannot just survive. That people will come to you. Why the people will come to us? There are 100 people running for them to provide the service. So we definitely have to market ourselves. But what I said is the basic known circles network definitely will work. Who trust us that yes, this company and this team can definitely deliver to us. So that is the first level of business opportunity. And secondly, we do have the business development managers, one sitting in Hyderabad, one in Saudi Arabia. And those people also will write to the client, approach to the client, present our profiles. And through that also we do get the jobs. And marketing is a must. You cannot sit in your home and then think people will find you. That cannot happen.
I see. So, what is the geography that is largely covered by you? So, I know that you're right now in Saudi Arabia and you have clients there as well. So, you have an office there as well. You have an office in Hyderabad as well, if I'm not wrong. And which are the other geographies that you cover in India as well as abroad?
Yeah, basically, we have the home office established in Hyderabad. Basically, whichever the project comes, the job comes, we as an engineering, we do it to deliver it from Hyderabad office. We do have a collaborating office in Saudi Arabia with a local Saudi company called REIT. So we have the REIT accounts consulting company. Right now, it is like a partnership, not partnership, but it's a satellite company. But now we are going to become it full-fledged joint venture, JV company, maybe from coming 2023.
Okay.
So then we are expecting more opportunities because we'll be more local than just local.
So
And
you are getting into a
within
joint
India, we do
venture.
serve.
You're getting into a joint venture deal with a company based out of Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Okay, and what is it called?
That is called Rift Icons. Rift is a local company, and then Icons is our company. So
Oh,
we are establishing Rift Icons. Already we are in collaborations for last 2 years. So it was
okay,
just a collaborating company, but now we will go into a full-fledged JV, so that once you are full-fledged available locally as a JV company, you will get more business opportunities.
right,
So
right.
this is one. But as from Hyderabad office itself, we do serve internationally. We have done projects in Nigeria, Russia, Uzbekistan, and for Hitachi Japan. And then we also have done many projects within India, in Gujarat and then West Bengal, and maybe
So
AP, maybe Chennai.
help me understand how do you do business like sitting in Hyderabad in countries like Russia, Nigeria? Do you outsource your manpower and the resources, or do you sort of have your own people out there in these countries as well?
No, the beauty of our services is we don't need to be physically present at the location where we serve. No, we do all the site data gathering and all. People, our experts will visit. Our experts will go there and then take the data, whatever is required to perform the
Okay,
engineering, come back and
okay,
sit down and then do all the, because we have all the programs. We have the class one programs which are used in our industry, like HISys software for simulations, 3D modeling, like PDMS, E3D, and many other softwares for like Caesar for analysis, PVNet
okay.
for pressure vessels. So all design softwares are established in home office Hyderabad. People will bring the data and then they perform the engineering in the home office.
I see. And the work begins once they give the feedback on what is the requirement in the client brief, so to
Yes,
say.
yes.
Okay. So on-site visits are like an integral part of your job. If I have to, sort of sum it up, and it's very crucial to your business.
That is true, and also on-site deputation is also there, but they are like totally different kind of projects which we call PMC. So we also do the project management consultancy for a whole project as together. Right now, we have a team sitting around 20 people in Mumbai for working for a client in Mumbai for a grassroots project, which
Okay.
is around $600 million project. And we also have EPCM services where we have to do the construction management for the client, which is coming up in UP Shahjahanpur. Our people will be deputed shortly in maybe January 2023 when the construction starts. So the construction management is also part of our profile, where we take a PMs, project management consultancy, where we do engineering verification, engineering assistance, as well as procurement services, and then the construction management. When we say EPCM services, we do ourselves engineering, and then we will assist in procurement services to buy the materials, equipments, and then we will be there at the construction site to execute it.
I see. So what is the best compliment you've got from a client, if you can recall?
Oh, they said that definitely they have said that we have one of the best people available as expertise,
Okay.
and we can be trusted.
Okay.
And people also say that yes, the repeated jobs shows that their trust is maintained
And
from the
how
same
does
client if you get. Yeah.
okay. How does having experts make a difference to your business? Like if versus those companies who may not have as many experts as you do, and how is that a game changer?
Yeah, basically, any engineering company usually they do have experts. I don't say they don't have it, but our USP is that we have the people from all backgrounds.
I
Like people may have only design experience, people may have only project management experience, but we do have even running plants experience, operation and maintenance experience. So when we put back that into engineering, so we will definitely take up engineering in much better manner to work in future, because we see the overall implementation from that perspective.
Okay, and do you have more expansion plans? I mean, you're already there in lot many countries, like you just mentioned. But would you want to have your, physical presence in terms of having offices and, actually having your own employees settle down in other countries and work in, that kind of expansion?
Yeah, we do have it. Right now, we will start with Saudi Arabia, then to Middle East, then we will see where to go. And
Okay.
we basically look for servicing in front-end engineering, detail engineering, and construction management, and project management services. So all those things with respect to the oil and gas industries, petrochemicals, fertilizers, chemicals, uh, power plants. So these are all the industry areas where we serve. And then wherever there is something come up, and then we have to move there and then serve. Or if there is a design itself, if there is, for example, if you say Saudi Arabia, if we are expecting some business to grow there, and then definitely we'll move the people there to locate.
I
As such,
see.
for the client support, the people are already there. In Saudi Arabia, we have around 10 people sitting in client's office serving their day-to-day technical services. Similarly, in Mumbai, I said already 20 people are there. So that deputations are there, but as an engineering office itself, we have just opened in Saudi Arabia, and which we are expecting to grow to Middle East total.
Okay. And why is Middle East so like I'm just intrigued, since you are, primarily operating in that area. Why is it like of real value to a business like yours? Like, why is this country of so much importance to a business of engineering? Because of the
Yeah, because
buildings they make, on like the kind of the amount of buildings that they are making in their
no,
country.
buildings are our last in the profile in the list. But basically,
Oh,
a lot
okay.
of
Yes.
oil and gas, petrochemicals, fertilizers. These companies are operating companies are putting up projects are more in Middle East because of the gas availability, oil and gas availability. So
Oh, I see. Which is
and
yeah, by default. Hmm.
establishing within Gulf, and then becoming more costlier. We didn't want that, so we wanted to establish a complete office base in India, so that we can be competitive in terms of market, but giving the same level of services for the Middle East. So that's
Okay.
the reason why we concentrate.
DKM, this is my first interview in engineering space, so to say. And, it's very interesting to talk to you and to get to know about your field in myself. And thinking about, like we were discussing last time, how youngsters these days are actually not taking up engineering that seriously. They become engineers, but they enter Bollywood, like Sushant Singh Rajput, Kriti Sanon. There are so many to name. So, so tell me something. Why should youngsters and their parents should take engineering seriously? This is my last, I think, question to you.
Yes, basically, nowadays any engineering graduate, I have seen one interesting storytelling about this engineering people, that we are not attached, we are detached, because an electrical stream person doing software, civil person doing code development. So
Yeah.
any discipline they are getting into software. So they are forgetting their base core engineering. Now, if this happens continues in future, if you need real some engineering requirements, where are the people? So you need to grow, you need to continue in this industry also. And my advice to young engineers, yes, software industry is good. Maybe pay masters in the beginning, and maybe you will grow vertically and then you become horizontal. But whereas in this field, it is always a slow and steady
Steady
growth.
growth.
The more you
Yeah.
get the experience, the more you are preferred in the field, the more you get remunerated, the more you will be respected. So this field selecting is a bit tough, but at the same time, people always just look at the quick work.
Yeah.
But in the long run, I definitely say that engineering field is one among those satisfying careers, which
So
I did myself, and there are people there.
I was about to get to this, that maybe IT is more money for them, and maybe, this side of engineering is boring. Like, do you think that they get bored of it and they want some kind of glamour, sort of, they move towards
No, it's not like that. Maybe I don't want to comment on IT industry per se.
it?
But if you want to ask the beauty of this industry, you ask 40 plus people, and you take the same 40 plus people of other industries versus the engineering industry. 40 plus people who have put in their experience will have more satisfaction in their day-to-day delivering the things of their engineering, as well as their preference, as well as their career stability. So definitely this, as I said, the more you grow in this industry or in engineering, the more you'll be preferred and you'll have stability.
On that note, I think DKM, we need more people, more engineers like you to actually
Yeah.
sort of hold the flag really high of the engineering and talk to more youngsters and actually tell them to take this up and take this up seriously for the rest of their lives, and there's so much scope in this. So thank you so much, DKM, for
Thank
doing this
you.
interview and telling us so much about your, not just your company, your experience, and it means so much to actually have this documented, because for people to come back to this interview maybe, and then not just to get to know you, but also know that there are people out there who are serious about engineering as a as career and as a field.
Correct.
So
Good.
thank you. And guys, this is it for this interview. Do come back for more, and do share, like, subscribe my channel, and keep sharing and keep loving. And thank you for watching this video. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.